Jamaica News in Review. Taxi operator shot dead in Linstead. A taxi operator was gunned down while loading his vehicle in Linstead, St. Catherine on Saturday night. He has been identified as 42-year-old Ian Peters of Commodore District in the parish. No motive has been established for the fatal shooting. The police are seeking for his attackers. It is reported that about 6 p.m., Peters was loading his taxi in the town when he was approached by a man who shot him repeatedly. The injured man was taken to the Linstead Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Fisherman shot and killed in Russia, Westmoreland. After almost 2 years of relative peace, the vital community of Russia in Westmoreland has been rocked by the murder of a fisherman and the wounding of another man Saturday night. The deceased has been identified as 27-year-old Kemal Wilson, otherwise called Moy, of Rickett Street in the parish. The community has been under a zone of special operations ZOSA since January 16, 2022, but there was not enough to deter gunmen from wreaking havoc just 24 hours before the end of the year. Reports from the Savannah Lamar police are that about 10:55 p.m., both men were standing on a section of the roadway when a black Toyota Vaxi motor car drove up and two men alighted with handguns. The gunmen then opened fire at Wilson and the other man, who ran in separate directions. When the shooting subsided, both men were found suffering from what appeared to be gunshot wounds. They were taken to hospital, where Wilson was pronounced dead and the other man is being treated. Two teenagers died tragically during the Zozo in Russia last year. On June 30 of last year, 17-year-old Jerry Francis, otherwise called G, of Rickett Street, was shot dead in a yard on Ricketts Avenue in Savannah Lamar, Westmoreland. This year, 13-year-old Kamoya Jenkinson was stabbed to death in Russia on Holy Thursday. She was visiting family for the holidays as she resided in St. James. Security guard gunned down in St. Anne. A security guard was shot and killed during a robbery in River Oaks, Ochoa, St. Anne on Saturday. He is 21-year-old Mr. Parson of Valley Bush in St. Mary. Reports from the St. Anne police are that about 11 p.m., Parson was at a premises with 4 other individuals when gunmen pounced upon them demanding money. When the demand wasn't met, the armed men reportedly opened gunfire, hitting Parson and another man. The men then proceeded to rob the individuals and left with a sum of cash. The wounded people were taken to hospital, where Parson was pronounced dead and the injured man admitted. Monica Hewitt, a resident of the area, said the killing has left the entire community in shock. She said the incident has brought the year to a dreadful end. Almost the last day of the year and a man died, it is rough. This is a time when people should be coming together and enjoying themselves, not killing off each other, she stated. It happened before the new year, but it was almost like a bad start to the new year because next year we are still going to be talking about this. Someone lost their life while the person wasn't even on the road. It is very troubling, she added. And while Hewitt did not know the deceased, she expressed that no one should lose his or her life defending what they work to achieve. You work hard for your things, and then somebody feel the next day they should come and take it like that, and they were never there when you have to be working for it. That very out order, she argued. She said the perpetrators should be ashamed of themselves. Whosoever do this, your time is coming, God not sleeping, and you shall be ashamed of yourself. Go and work like everybody else, or one day you will try to rob the wrong person. Motorcyclist dies while seemingly performing stunt in Portmore. A motorcyclist is now dead after the bike he was driving collided with a motor vehicle on Saturday in Hope Bay, Portland. He is Roshan Miller, unemployed of Black Hill District in the parish. Reporters understand that the incident took place around 3:15 p.m. The accident involved a 2001 white Nissan Caravan, which was driven by 68-year-old Sidney Mitchell, and a blue and red motorcycle without registration plate driven by the deceased. In a video circulating on social media, Miller was seen seemingly performing a stunt when his legs up on the seat of the motorcycle and swayed occasionally before crashing into the vehicle. The Port Antonio Traffic Department is currently conducting an investigation into the fatal accident. St. Andrew sought persons of interest, not heeding calls to surrender so far. A day after, the St. Andrew South Police Division issued a list of persons of interest and asked them to surrender. None has so far done so. The persons' names are being sought for questioning in relation to a series of serious crimes committed in the police division. Senior Superintendent Kirk Ricketts, commanding officer for St. Andrew South, again on Sunday morning, urged those listed to surrender to the Hunts Bay Criminal Investigative Branch by midday. 2 women are among those listed. They are Shanakay Luke of Captureland in Waterhouse, St. Andrew, who is wanted for robbery aggravation, and another, who goes by the name Moesha, who is wanted for murder. Senior Superintendent Kirk Ricketts told reporters that the suspects were involved in a number of serious crimes in recent weeks. The other individuals listed are Quinn Byfield, otherwise called Tree, Roshan Brissett, otherwise called Solo, Kadeem Gorner. Also listed is a man known only by his alias Brother, another man known as Shaheem, Christopher McLean, otherwise called Frazzle, Kevin Brown, and another person known only as Little King. Fishers cry out against exuberant fines. Fishers in Alligator Pen, Manchester are protesting what they say are exuberant fines being imposed on them in court for fishing on an expired fishing license. Derval Sr. Jr. and his father Derval Sr. were summoned to the Manchester Parish Court on December 6 for the breaches and were fined $350,000 and $200,000 respectively. The fines are to be paid on January 3rd when they are scheduled to return to court. Mr. Seeley told reporters that he is unable to pay the fine. In response, Reverend Paul Blake, Jonah Shaw's spokesperson on agriculture and fisheries, has noted that 5 years ago the fine for such breach was $100. The fine was increased in 2018 to $10,000 to $15,000 depending on the breach. According to Mr. Blake, the fines in this case are unjust and he is urging the Ministry of Agriculture and Fisheries to intervene. Take the profits out of crime. Give youth better options, DCP Bailey urges. Deputy Commissioner of Police Fitz Bailey wants to see more efforts made to take the profit out of crime in order to head off young people getting involved in gang activities. DCP Bailey has stressed the importance of steps being taken to shift the reliance of unattached youths away from gang leaders in their communities. He believes a formal structure should be put in place to assist such persons, and that I believe will require significant social investment in the communities where these unattached youth do not see these guys as the role models. Instead, he stressed they would then see in a formal institution a source from which they will get the type of support they need. Firearms seized in Manchester after man points weapon at police. The Manchester police made its first firearm seizure for the new year, following a confrontation with a man who was on bail for murder committed in 2022. A police source told reporters that a Glock 17 pistol was seized in Comfort District, South Manchester, around 1 a.m. with 17 rounds. The seizure followed a series of events on New Year's Day Eve involving the 20-year-old man who was on bail for murder. About 5 p.m. on New Year's Eve, our unit was passing through Comfort coming into Broadleaf when a car drove up and they observed a man alighted from the vehicle and pointing a gun at another man, the source said. The man shouted for the police and the man with the gun pointed the weapon at the police. The police took evasive action and opened gunfire. The gunman was shot, blood fled the scene with the firearm at the source. Police said the driver of the car also fled the scene on foot. The alleged gunman eventually turned up at hospital with a gunshot wound. He was treated and discharged into police custody. Hours later, the police returned to Comfort and found the Glock 17 pistol, which they suspected the alleged gunman pointed at them. Cocaine valued at over $1 million seized at port in Kingston. Cocaine valued at over $1 million was seen during a multi-agency operation at a port in Kingston on Saturday. Teams from the Jamaica Customs Agency, the Jamaica Constabulary Force, and the Jamaica Defense Force carried out the operation. The Customs Agency reported that law enforcement officers acting on intelligence executed a targeted operation that resulted in the search of a vessel which was docked at a port in Kingston. This led to the discovery of 30 rectangular packages containing a white substance. It was later confirmed to be 38 kilograms of cocaine. The Customs Agency said this latest seizure is another significant blow to the organized criminal network involved in the illegal drug trade. It further noted that the police have taken charge of the ongoing investigation into this significant drug seizure. Commissioner of Customs Velma Ricketts-Walker commended the collaborative efforts of the agencies involved, stating that the successful joint operation reflects the dedication and determination of the nation's agencies to uphold the rule of law and protect communities from the devastating impact of drug trafficking. Ricketts-Walker added that the agency and its partners remain vigilant in their efforts to protect Jamaica from threats posed by its transnational crime and will continue to work together to combat illicit activities as well as maintain the security of the nation. Indicom says 2023 was challenging due to the high number of incidents. The Independent Commission of Investigations Indicom has reported that 2023 was a challenging year due to the number of incidents which occurred. As at Friday, December 29, 152 people were fatally shot by members of the security forces, an increase of at least 18 over the same period in 2022. Speaking with reporters, Commissioner of Indicom Hugh Faulkner said over 1,000 complaints were also received. He again called for the use of body-worn cameras by members of the security forces.
With the numbers of incidents that we have to respond to, then it would have been a challenging year. The Commission had over 1,000 complaints, and that was the case in 2020 and 2021. 2022 went to about 960, thereabout, and then 2023 has over 1,000 complaints. To bolster and enhance oversight and investigation, the Jamaica Eye and all CCTV systems are helpful in many instances, but there needs to be a further step where the officers are equipped with body-worn cameras.
PNP mourns sudden death of Council candidate Maxine Salabi. The People's National Party PNP is in mourning following the sudden death of Maxine Salabi, the Council candidate for the Friendship Division in Western Westmoreland. The incident reportedly occurred on Wednesday during a meeting at a hotel in Savannah Lamar, where Salabi was delivering a brief speech, requested to be excused due to not feeling well. Shortly after leaving, she reported a collapse and was swiftly rushed to hospital, where she later died. The PNP expressed their profound sadness and shock on social media, releasing a statement that read, "The People's National Party is deeply saddened and shocked to the announcement of the passing of Comrade Maxine Salabi, our councillor candidate for the Friendship Division, Western Westmoreland. Salabi's death comes just months after she assumed the position, replacing Tyrone Guthrie, the previous PNP council caretaker, who is facing charges related to the forcible abduction and rape of the 16-year-old. Taximan dies following family dispute in Manchester. A taxi operator died on Wednesday following injuries he sustained after being beaten in the head during a domestic dispute in Cocoa Walk, Manchester on Tuesday. Residents named the deceased man as Gary Taylor, 51, a resident of Three Chain District near Mandeville in the parish. Police reports about 5:05 p.m. on Tuesday, Taylor got into an argument with a relative at a family home in Cocoa Walk when he was hit in the head and upper body. He was taken to hospital where he died while undergoing treatment early Wednesday morning. A police source noted that the relative turned himself in following the incident. Ongoing raid in Clarendon nets 5 illegal guns, 2 suspects. 5 illegal firearms and an assorted amount of ammunition have been seized so far during an ongoing raid in the Oliver Gardens community informed Clarendon. 2 suspects have also been taken into custody for questioning. According to the superintendent, Carlos Russell, who heads the Clarendon Division, Wednesday morning's finds resulted from a joint police-military operation. As part of our continued operation to rid this space of gangs and guns in recent times, we have been having incidents that have been spreading to other parishes in Area 3. We are also aware of some threats that have gone out against police officers and other civilians, and so we have targeted those criminals that we believe are involved in those operations led us here, Russell told reporters. Russell explained that the farm community used to experience a constant upsurge in crime and murders, but none reported in 2023. Farm has a history of violence, but for 2023, the work that we would have put in targeting the gangsters has paid off, and so we did not have any murders in the community last year. But we know that the guns are still here, and we want to find the guns, and we will continue the targeted operations to get the guns that are here. Russell stated that the operation would continue throughout the day to find more gangsters and guns that we believe are still in the space. Another St. Elizabeth teacher dies within 2 weeks. A second St. Elizabeth teacher has died less than 2 weeks. The information technology educator at the Roger Clark High School in the parish passed on Tuesday. He is 20-year-old Damani Campbell from the parish. Reporters understand that Campbell died of natural causes. The school has since issued a statement expressing regret at his passing. Death has robbed us of one of our very passionate, student-centered, jovial and dedicated teachers, the release read. There are no words to express the tremendous grief that as a school we are experiencing. He has left an indelible and impactful mark on our school community. We express our deepest, most heartfelt condolences to his loved ones, the Roger Clark High School's release added. On December 20, the Lacovia High School in St. Elizabeth was plunged into mourning following the sudden death of a librarian and social studies teacher, Alexis Tomlinson. Tomlinson 40 is suspected to have died in her sleep 5 days before Christmas at her Belmont, Westmoreland home. Campbell's death brings to fore the number of educators who have died in the parish in recent months. CPFSA investigating alleged beating of 14-year-old girl by adults in Clarendon. The Child Protection and Family Services Agency, CPFSA, says that it has been made aware of the incident in which a 14-year-old girl was recently attacked and beaten by a group of adults in Clarendon. The agency said that it is currently investigating the matter and stands ready to provide the necessary support to the child and her family in keeping with its mandate. Video of the incident was captured and shared on social media, and 3 women who were allegedly involved in the altercation are now in police custody. The teen is said to be in hospital in serious condition. It is unclear what caused the beating, but reports suggest that several adult females were involved.
The CPFSA has launched an investigation into this incident, and we stand ready to provide the requisite support that this child and her family may need in keeping with our mandate. The CPFSA and the Ministry of Education and Youth strongly condemns all acts of violence against children, and we call on adults, especially women and our mothers, to lead the way in demonstrating healthy conflict resolution. This is a new year, and as a society, we need to demonstrate a new attitude towards protecting and nurturing our children, not abusing them.
Man fined $530,000 for Spanish Town joyride crash. A St. Catherine man who took a car he was given to wash on a joyride and then crashed it while on a trace with the police on New Year's Eve was fined a total of $530,000 in the parish court. 28-year-old Kevin Williams was fined $200,000 or 6 months imprisonment for malicious destruction of property, $200,000 or 6 months in prison, plus 14 demerits points deducted for dangerous driving, and $50,000 or 30 days in prison, plus 14 demerit points deducted for no driver's license. He was also fined $50,000 or 30 days for driving away a motor vehicle without the owner's consent, and $30,000 or 30 days for no insurance coverage. Sentencing was handed down by the Parish Judge Court, Janelle Nelson Gale. The court heard that on December 31, 2023 in Spanish Town, Williams was given a Honda Civic motor car to wash and he drove it away without the owner's permission. He was spotted by the police and disobeyed a signal to stop. He took the police on a trace along several roads when ended on Burke Road, where he crashed the vehicle in a bus stop. He was arrested and subsequently charged. Please remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.